welcome to the ComiQueens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie, and today we are extremely excited to have another installment of Danmei.
I'm so excited to talk about my story.
I'm a little scared to talk about your story. I feel like my heart was broken last time.
There are twists and turns, but it's going to work out.
And listen, there are some twists and turns in here, but mine has gotten so good.
Very different twists, very different turns.
All the different twists and turns. But I am excited to hear what is going on in book 3 for you.
Yes.
Even though I'm a little tentative and scared.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely jazzed because I don't think that anyone would know where this story is going.
Yeah. It's going to be a shock, I'm sure. It does start off with a bang because if you'll remember where we were last time, not that kind.
Okay.
If you'll remember where we were last time, Shen Qingqiu had his body stolen. His old body, not his current body.
And that's not preferable.
Yeah, it's a little confusing for everyone. Mm-hmm. They're fighting over this body. Shen Qingqiu is like, it's just a body. Everyone chill the fuck out. I have a new one. It's okay.
And yeah, but with his track record,
no one's listening to him.
Yeah.
So, Luo Binghe has taken Shen Qingqiu back to the demon realm.
Okay.
And he's like, you're under house arrest. You stay here. I'm gonna go do my thing. Mm-hmm. So he leaves because he's kind of like, I think I need to leave him alone. I probably pissed him off. I am keeping him under house arrest. I'm gonna head out for a while until he cools down.
Stockholm Syndrome's a thing. So he's fine.
He's really hoping for it.
Yeah.
So Shen Qingqiu is left alone, and one of the first things that he realizes is that Luo Binghe is still making his meals for him, but having a maid bring them in so that he won't, like, really know. But he recognizes the food because he's always made his food for him. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I feel about this, but also this food's delicious. So
he knows how he feels about it.
Yeah. So then he runs into another one of our demon characters, Shang Qinghua, who is the author of the original novel, who has been transmigrated into this character's body. And Shen Qingqiu was like, what the fuck? You sold me out. You told Luo Binghe that we did the mushroom body thing, so he knew that I was still alive.
Whose side are you on?
And Shang Qinghua is like, well, I kind of had to because he was going to find out anyways. And if I didn't tell him, it was going to be worse for me. So, sorry.
And listen, this world sounds pretty merciless.
It's pretty brutal. He's not prepared. I think he's getting a taste of his own medicine with this.
Yeah. No kidding. I think he's really probably starting to regret all of just the plot holes and terrible shit that he put in there.
And to try and talk about some of these plot holes, Shen Qingqiu is like, all right, you need to tell me everything about Tian Longjun because there are things that are happening that haven't happened before, so I need to know everything that wasn't in the story. And Shang Qinghua is like, oh my gosh, you're my number one fan. Like, you have been such a loyal fan for this story, and I'm just so happy. And he's like, get the fuck out. I can't deal with this, but tell me everything first, then get the fuck out.
I feel like there are definitely stories that come to mind where I'm like, I would give this author a piece of my mind. And if they were like, you're my biggest fan, yeah, that would be an accurate reaction to have. Like, get away from me because I will hurt you.
He is like, he's not the biggest fan, but he is the one who knows the most about the story. He remembers things that the author doesn't even remember.
Oh, so he's just not a help at all.
Yeah, so
tell me everything you know about this character. Nothing.
I don't know. He's the one who remembered the sun, moon, dew mushroom. The author didn't remember that.
What the fuck?
So, like,
I'd be so mad.
He hates it, but also he is, he's the number one fan.
If he might as well have just take over the story. Be like, sir, just leave.
So, eventually, Shang Qinghua does end up leaving, and Luo Binghe comes back. And he goes to talk to Shen Qingqiu, and he is trying to tell him about his feelings. He's like, my feelings are true, and I love you so much. But he's not saying it so forwardly, but that's what he's saying.
He probably should say it forwardly.
Yeah, Shen Qingqiu already knows, though, and it's not going well for anyone at this point. But they end up starting to fight, and during this fight, the protagonist's satisfaction points go up, and he's like, okay, is he a masochist? What's going on? Every time I'm mean to him, his satisfaction points go up.
Sounds like he's on to something.
So he's a bit of a masochist.
Good for him.
Yeah. You know what? You find your thing.
Yeah.
During this fight, Lua Binghe is like attacking him, but he's not doing it with the intent to really hurt him. He wants to scare him.
Okay.
And Shen Qingqiu passes out.
Successful.
Lua Binghe is like, no, I wasn't really gonna hurt you. I was just trying to scare you. And that's the last thing that we see. When he wakes up, he's in the Holy Mausoleum. Mm-hmm. And have we talked about the Holy Mausoleum yet?
Not really.
Okay. Now, this is where all of demon royalty and high up demons, warriors, different clans, it's their burial ground.
Okay.
So everyone has their own little area. And Shen Qingqiu, he wakes up in a fucking coffin.
The only thing that could be worse is like being buried alive. Like at least if he can get out of the coffin.
Yeah.
He's in like a building.
Yeah. He woke up and he's like, oh no. But he is able to get the top off of this coffin and see where he is. And this is when he realizes that he's in the Holy Mausoleum. And he gets a notice from the system that is like, you have a plot hole filling side quest you must do in the Holy Mausoleum. And he's like, ugh, great. So he starts exploring, and right away he finds blind corpses, which are kind of like guards. They guard the mausoleum, but they can see light.
Okay.
So they're paired with these last breath candles that glow when you're breathing around them.
Don't like that.
Yeah. So he's being chased by these blind corpses because the candles are there telling his every move. And he ends up going into another room and he starts hearing some people talking and he's like, okay, this is probably not a good sign.
Yeah.
And it's Juji Long and Tianlong Jun. This is where he finds out that he has been put back in his original body that Juji Long stole from the heavenly realm.
Great.
And brought back. And he pulled his spirit back into it. So that's why he's back here at all.
Okay.
Juji Long is like, I'm doing you a favor. I'm repaying you for your kindness. And Shen Qingqiu is like, please stop repaying me. This never works out for me.
I don't really like when you do that, actually.
Your repayment plans, not great. And Juji Long is like, no, this is a good thing for you because all of the sects are going to perish. Mm-hmm. In Juji Long's mind, he's like, I'm saving you from imminent doom. Mm-hmm. And so I am repaying you. Then he finds out that Juji Long is also the one who told the sewer to frame Shen Qingqiu. Yeah. So he's not really loving Juji Long at the moment.
I don't think that he should love him anyways.
Yeah. Listen, Juji Long, he's got his morals.
Sounds a bit complicated.
He's really trying. It's coming from a good place in his heart. He just doesn't have his moral compass pointed due north.
His moral compass is broken.
Yeah.
But he's trying his best with what he's got.
So while all of this is being uncovered, Lua Binghe breaks into the mausoleum. He's not supposed to be there. No one is. And he comes in and he's like, I'm here to take Shen Qingqiu back. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Not there to scare him again?
No, he wants him back, of course. So they start fighting. And during this fight, Shen Qingqiu sees a moment where he can grab Lua Binghe and leave. So he goes to grab him, and when he does, Juji Long swaps places with him. So he leaves Tianlong-jun and Lua Binghe fighting and ends up running out with Juji Long.
Not as intended.
Yeah, and so he's like, oh, shit. Like, I left them there to fight. This is not going well.
And he can't get back in.
He can't get back in. They start exploring room to room. And Shen Qingqiu, because he's the #1 fan of this novel, knows all of the rooms in the Holy Mausoleum. And all 3 of these demons are starting to notice it's kind of weird that he knows the Holy Mausoleum so well. He's never been here before. He shouldn't know all of the rooms and how to escape them. Mm-hmm. So, odd. He can't say it's because I've read this novel. But he does say, oh, they talk about the Holy Mausoleums in the books on the mountain. So that's where I know it from.
In those random books on the mountain that I go to often.
He does end up escaping with Lua Binghe, who his demonic chi is starting to get out of control. So he ends up passing out. And Shen Qingqiu has to carry him now.
Okay.
So they make it to another room. And he hides Lua Binghe in a coffin. You know.
Terrifying.
He was there. He's like, it's fine. I'll hide you in a coffin now.
Actual thing of nightmares. There have to be better hiding spots.
And he ends up getting in the coffin with him. So, while he's there, he falls asleep. And he wakes up in a dream realm with Meng Mo, who's the dream demon. And Meng Mo is complaining that Lua Binghe won't recognize him as his Shizun. He's like, he only ever talks about you, and what the fuck have you ever done for him? Like, I've been his loyal teacher for all of these years, and you threw him into the abyss. And
it's so much more complicated than that.
And Shen Qingqiu is like, well, okay, yeah, you've got some points there, but I'm gonna escape with him, so you have to tell me how to get out of here. So Meng Mo does eventually tell him how to get out. Mm-hmm. He wakes back up, and they start to go from room to room again, and they get into one of the rooms that looks like a jungle.
Okay.
And who shows up? The old palace master and Qiu Haitong. The old palace master is the leader who was missing from one of the other sects. And Qiu Haitong is the girl who accused him of killing the entire family and leaving him who he was betrothed to.
It's not really who you'd want to run into.
No, it's not looking great. Qiu Haitong is like, I will kill you now. And the old palace master, he has no arms and no legs because Lua Binghe ripped them off. He's still using his voice to use his spiritual chi.
Okay.
And
So it's not really slowing him down.
Well, it is kind of. That's the reason why he's traveling with Qiu Haitong. Mm-hmm. Because he needs someone to push his wheelchair around.
Oh, no.
So he wants to kill Lua Binghe for ripping all of his limbs off.
You know, fair.
Yeah.
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 I'm kind of with him on this one.
Well, you're not going to be with him soon.
Oh, okay.
So they have a confrontation. They're going back and forth and talking. And during this confrontation, we find out that the old palace master essayed Lua Binghe's mom. So,
yeah, look, I don't think he deserves his limbs.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. I know that was 2 sentences back to back that contradicted each other, but I'm working off the information I'm given in the moment.
Yeah.
And nah, it was warranted.
Yeah.
Okay.
You find out that is why she was trying to leave, because he was assaulting her.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to leave the sect, and she was pregnant with Lua Binghe at the time. And the old palace master was like, I'll let you leave if you take this poison to kill Lua Binghe.
Is he the dad?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tianlong-jun is the dad.
Okay. I just had to make sure.
Yeah. No.
No, like, paternity test needed.
No, because he looks just like Tianlong-jun,
Okay.
and he has the demonic energy, and that has to come from somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, while they're here, all of this is going on. The old palace master has been using spiritual energy all this entire time. And Shen Qingqiu has not been using it. He's been fighting with his hands only.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a reason for this. The reason is because there are seeds in this room of the mausoleum that find spiritual energy and burrow into your skin and start growing branches. So he's used some, but he hasn't used a lot. But the old palace master has used a ton. So he dies a horrible death with plants growing out of his throat.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And you know what? Deserved.
Yeah. Chiao Haitong, she sees this and she passes out. She can't handle it.
It scared her.
Yeah. And when she wakes up, she's screaming. And she's like, I didn't know, talking to Shen Qingqiu. And then she ends up dying as well. And Shen Qingqiu was like, what didn't she know? I don't know. No idea what that was about.
Yeah.
So he does end up continuing on, trying to escape. He pulls out the ties that bind, which is the seeds that have sprouted in his limbs. Disgusting.
Yep.
And Tianlong Jun and Juji Long, they have caught up with him. And now they go to another room. And this is a room full of ice. And if you use your spiritual chi in this room, then it will freeze you.
Okay.
So Shen Qingqiu is there. Luo Binghe, he has woken up. He sees everything that Shen Qingqiu has done for him. And so he's like, oh my gosh, I know you threw me into the endless abyss and I've been mad at you for a long time, but you've done all of this for me and I love you. He doesn't say that, it's implied.
Okay. That's a lot to imply.
Yeah, but it's implied.
Yeah.
And so they all are fighting again. It's Luo Binghe and Shen Qingqiu against Tianlong Jun and Juji Long. Now, if you'll remember from the last book, all three of these demons have those blood mites in Shen Qingqiu's blood, so they can all control him. So they start fighting in Shen Qingqiu's blood, the three demons. So it's 2-on-1 because Shen Qingqiu has no control in this situation.
Great.
So Luo Binghe is like, okay, I've got to do something. I'm never going to beat them, the two of them. And so he's like, what do you want? Tianlong Jun says that he wants to trade Shen Qingqiu for Luo Binghe's sword, Shenmou. So Luo Binghe just throws the sword right away. He's like, okay, here you go.
Seems impulsive. I'm just throwing that out there right now.
Yeah, because unfortunately, he didn't think this through at all. And Tianlong Jun is like, okay, goodbye, and takes Shen Qingqiu with him. So now he has nothing.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But also, he probably should have thought about that.
Yeah. So Shen Qingqiu is just like passing out left and right in this story because he wakes up again and he is on the back of a snake traveling from the demon realm to the mortal realm.
So we're all just with him confused at this point. Is he the narrator throughout all of this?
Yes.
So it just like gives you periods of time where you have no idea what's happened because he has no idea?
Yeah, you just wake up with him and you're all of a sudden on the back of a snake.
How disorienting.
The snake is Juji Long.
Ooh, didn't realize he was a snake.
Not that kind of snake. We've talked about this.
Damn it. Listen.
So, he learns of Tianlong Jun's plans to merge the demon realm and the mortal realm into one.
Okay.
Because as all villains do, they have to go through their plan step by step.
Yeah. I've never understood it and I never will.
Yeah. But Tianlong Jun can't escape that trope. He has to do it. So
here's how I would do it. It would be terrible if somebody did this because it would specifically keep me from executing my plan. Yeah.
So they make a camp for the night and Shen Qingqiu gets his own tent. Luo Binghe sneaks in to the demon camps. He goes immediately to Shen Qingqiu's tent. Juji Long comes back to get the ties that bind out again. Luo Binghe's like, I'm not leaving. And Shen Qingqiu is like, all right, then I guess I'll hide you. Hides him under the covers. And so Zhu Jilong comes in. They end up doing it on the bed where Luo Binghe is. So, of course, Zhu Jilong finds Luo Binghe there. There's a fight going on now between the three of them. And during this fight, Tianlong Jun comes back. And so he comes in and he sees everything going on and he's like, huh. Well, I didn't expect this, but it's fine. He doesn't know that Luo Binghe's there. He just thinks that Zhu Jilong and Shen Qingqiu are having their own little thing.
Okay.
So then invaders come. The invader is Liu Qingge. When he gets there, Luo Binghe comes out, and now Tianlong Jun is like, really, both of them? Shen Qingqiu, what are you doing? And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. None of this is right.
And Shen Qingqiu's like, look, he's a snake.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't help it.
Can't help it. So it's not that kind of snake, though. I must remind you.
Damn it.
He's the snake
Let me have this.
He's the snake that they were riding the back of on the way in. Not in that way.
I think you just need to let me have this one. I didn't read the story.
Okay.
I'm going vicariously through you.
If you heard the description of him, you would not.
Well, Tianlong Jun is.
Tianlong Jun is the one who turned him into a human. Yeah. But anyway, we also find out at this point that Zhu Jilong is the one who killed Gang Yishao from Huanhua Palace.
Okay.
Which Shen Qingqiu has thought that Luo Binghe was doing all of this stuff, like having the sowers frame him and killing all of the palace disciples. And now he's finding out that it wasn't. So he's like, man, maybe I should give him the benefit of the doubt more often and not just assume that everything bad is from him. So now, Zhu Jilong asks Shen Qingqiu, would you want to go with Liu Qingge, even knowing that you're going to be facing death? And he says yes. So then Zhu Jilong ends up helping Shen Qingqiu leave because he does really want to help him. He just truly felt like he was helping him by keeping him in the demon realm. So once he finds out that Shen Qingqiu would rather be with the other cultivators, he ends up helping him get out.
Okay.
So Luo Binghe, Shen Qingqiu, and Liu Qingge all leave.
Okay.
On their swords. The flying swords. We've seen it before.
And Tianlong Jun is just like, are they all together?
Tianlong Jun, he ends up comforting Zhu Jilong, and he's like, he doesn't understand what you were trying to do for him, but one day he will. It's okay.
Aw.
And because he really does love his nephew. So they end up going to an inn because Luo Binghe is like, I'm tired. We must stop and rest. He's also the only one with money. And he's like, I'm only getting 2 rooms because I only have money for 2 rooms.
I don't believe it.
Liu Qingge is like, absolutely not. We need 3 separate rooms. And they fight back and forth. Shen Qingqiu is finally like, just get the 2 rooms. He's the one with the money.
Surely there won't be only one bed.
So he gets the 2 rooms. He takes the 1 room and goes and leaves them and is like, okay, goodbye.
I love it. So good.
And they're both shocked. Neither one of them expected this.
Yeah.
He gets a knock on his door, though, later that night. And he assumes, as we all did, that it's going to be Luo Binghe. But it's not. It's Liu Qingge. And he's there and he's like, what are you doing with him? Do you trust him? Why are we even here doing this? The next morning, they wake up and Luo Binghe says, if you want to be connected to all the cultivators again, we have to go to Jiaohua Monastery.
Okay.
So Luo Binghe because he's a dream demon now too, gave everyone a dream that they all needed to go to this mountain. Everyone goes, they're having a conference. They're all like, what do we do about Lua Bingha? He's an evil demon. He's awful. And they're all just talking mad shit about how they should get rid of him because he's awful. And they also hear the story of Tianlongjun and Su Xian. And Su Xian is Lua Bingha's mother. So it's the supposed story of how Su Xian was getting close to Tianlongjun to trick him because he was a demon and, you know, all of that. And the story as they're telling it is not completely accurate. And Shen Qingqiu knows this because he's heard this backstory now from the old palace master.
Yeah.
But everyone is talking about how Su Xian should have ended her pregnancy and just not even bothered with Lua Bingha. And
that's rude as hell.
They don't know that he's there listening. Shen Qingqiu is trying to get Lua Bingha righteous image points. And these righteous image points are supposed to come from him attacking demons that have infiltrated the meeting. But they think that the demons are with him, so it backfires and it doesn't work. Because it doesn't work, he's failed his quest, and at this point, the system is like, you're going back to your original world because you failed. He's like, well, I'm dead in my original world, so that's not going to work out for me. And the system says, you can use all of your satisfaction points to purchase a different punishment if you would like. And he's like, yes, please purchase.
Yeah.
So he purchases his different punishment. He passes out again. And when he wakes up this time, he's with original Lua Bingha from the original story, who has had his experiences with the original Shen Qingqiu, who was horrible to him. So he is being tortured by Lua Bingha, and he ends up passing out again from this, but he goes back to the dream realm. Meng Mo gets pulled into his dream, and he asks Meng Mo to see what Qiu Haitang saw in her dream, where she woke up screaming.
Yeah.
So now we get the original Shen Qingqiu's backstory. And during this, the entire thing is really just showing that he was purchased by a young master, and he becomes like his plaything. He just is just horrible to him.
Yeah.
All the time. And so eventually we see that Shen Jiao meets this other cultivator who's come to town and is testing people to see their skills.
Yeah.
And that's when he has to leave. And that's when he ends up killing the entire household. Except for Qiu Haitang. He doesn't kill her or any of the women and children. It's just the young master and the guards that he kills. And he burns the house down. Then we jump forward in his memories and we see where he meets Lua Bingha. You see one of their first interactions, and the Shen Qingqiu from our book is just distraught over how he had been treated before. Yeah. And so it's just like a really sad thing to see him like all upset about this. And so he wakes up from this dream. He sees Yue Qingyuan, who's the head cultivator and in charge of everything. And when he wakes up, he has a memory about the date of the war that's going to come when Tianlongjun is trying to merge the worlds together. So he tells Yue Qingyuan this date. And then Lua Bingha, again, sneaks into his room. And Lua Bingha asks him, will you leave with me once the war's over? And Shen Qingqiu says no, he can't, because he has to stay as he's the Peak Lord. He can't leave. So Lua Bingha's upset by this, and all of the other cultivators end up coming to check on him now that he's awake. So Lua Bingha sneaks out the window. So they're talking about what's going to happen, and they are discussing the war, this upcoming war. Shen Qingqiu knows that they're either going to have to destroy Shenmou the sword or kill Tianlong-Jun. That's the only way that this is going to end. And while they're having this discussion, the merge begins. So they all come together. They're all meeting. Luo Binghe has helped another monastery with their own battle for the merge.
Yeah.
And so he's there with his demons. And they don't like it, but he says that he doesn't want the merge to happen. So it's kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation.
Yeah.
We're getting towards the end. The battle is like the battle. Mm-hmm. And they go to where this merge is happening. They see Tianlong-Jun. His body is deteriorating because the demonic chi does not pair well with the sun, moon, dew mushroom. Mm-hmm. So he is falling apart. They end up beating him very easily.
Okay.
Then one of the other masters, he reveals the real backstory of what happened with Su Xian and Tianlong-Jun. Mm-hmm. And how she never betrayed Tianlong-Jun, that she was tricked into betraying him by the old palace master. And so they kind of use this and they're like, you've got the past wrong. She never tried to betray you and it's over. And he's like, didn't you notice that my body is falling apart and I can't even maintain Zhuji Long's human form? I'm not the one who's controlling the sword right now.
Yeah.
So you find out that Luo Binghe is the one controlling the sword. He has gone a little crazy. Some might say.
Gone or has been a little crazy?
Has been a little crazy. So he's being influenced by the sword, though. The sword is bringing up all of the bad emotions that he has and amplifying them.
Yeah.
Shen Qingqiu was like, I trusted you. What are you doing? Like, how could you be doing this?
Yeah.
And Luo Binghe, he has this big monologue where he says that he hates himself and he hates that no one has ever chosen him because he was abandoned by his mom, he was abandoned by his dad. Shen Qingqiu threw him into the abyss and all he's ever wanted was to be chosen. And that he's merging the two worlds so that he can be with Shen Qingqiu in the same world. The fight merges to be against Luo Binghe now. And Yue Qingyuan, he has this sword that everyone has heard about, but no one has seen because he never unsheathes his sword. Mm-hmm. But the caves start to collapse, so he does end up unsheathing it, using his powers and everything.
Yeah.
And then the caves collapse, and everyone is kind of dispersed into different areas. Mm-hmm. Shen Qingqiu finds Yue Qingyuan and sees that he's dying, so tries to pull him out. And he hears why Yue Qingyuan never unsheathes his sword, and he never has told anyone this before. And it's because that if he unsheathes his sword, it consumes his life force. It's revealed that Yue Qingyuan is Chiga. So you find out what happened. He left. He went to become a cultivator.
Yeah.
He was locked in a cave for a year. And
Not fun.
No. When he got out, he went back and all of that stuff had already happened. Yeah. But that's why he also has given Shen Qingqiu like so much leeway and kind of lets him do whatever he wants because he just feels extremely guilty for their past.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. At this point, Shen Qingqiu is thinking like, all right, the entire reason that all of this is happening is because Luo Binghe has been alone and I need to put him first now. So he gives Yue Qingyuan to other cultivators to go and help. And he's like, I got to go back and look for Luo Binghe. So he goes back and he looks for him. He's being consumed by Shenmou still, the sword. Mm-hmm. And he gets a small scenario booster from the system. This gives Luo Binghe a moment of clarity where he recognizes Shen Qingqiu. And Shen Qingqiu then starts to absorb the demonic chi from him in the way that it's always done. Mm-hmm. And this, I will say, is like a huge, huge trigger warning. It is extremely violent and unpleasant. Mm-hmm. And it's it's not a good scene. So just know that going in, very violent. When Lua Bingha comes back to himself, he's distraught.
Yeah.
Because there's like blood everywhere. It's just...
That would be concerning.
It looks like a battle scene. And so he just can't believe that all of this is happening. Shen Qingjio, now finally it's the time to use that jade pendant.
Mm-hmm.
He gives Lua Bingha the jade pendant from before to calm him down. And Lua Bingha is like, you've kept this for all of these years? And he's like, yeah, I kept it. It was in my inventory. So I did. I kept it with me. Lua Bingha at this point is like, please don't self-detonate again. He thinks that because Shen Qingjio is absorbing the demonic energy that he's going to self-detonate. Shen Qingjio is like, I don't want to see you absorbed by this sword. Yeah. That's not a life that I want for you. Mm-hmm. And then Lua Bingha says that he doesn't want to live a life without Shen Qingjio. This is like their big moment of like love confessions. Mm-hmm. And so Shen Qingjio kind of decides that it's okay, they're gonna die together and that's just gonna be it. And at the very end, the system says, congratulations, you have enough points that you have a special high-level ability to self-save. This is a one-time use thing. Do you want to use it? Mm-hmm. And he's thinking, he's like, yes, I do, but what if I use it and Lua Bingha does something stupid, like thinks that I'm dead and ends up killing himself?
Yeah.
Anyways. So he's like, please don't pull a Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And he does end up using it. So he wakes up, finds out that there's a celebration that's about to happen because they won. And Lua Bingha is staying there with them, but he's out and about because he's not really wanted around the area. Shang Qinghua comes back, and he gets his Peak Lord status back, which Shen Qingjio is pissed about.
Yeah.
Then we find out that Master Wu Chen, he took Tianlong Jun and is going to try and get a new body for him. Mm-hmm. Because he's like, he's not evil. And so I'm going to get him a new body and we're going to work together, me and him. Lua Bingha comes back and he says that he brought him to Kongqiang Mountain because he thought that the first thing that he would want to see was the other cultivators. And Shen Qingjie was like, no, you idiot. I would want to see you first. And so then he says that he will go anywhere that Lua Bingha wants to go now.
Aww.
And that's the end of the story. The entire story.
The entire series.
Yeah.
But there's a whole other book.
The fourth book is all short stories.
Okay.
And it's going to be like from different points of view and different what if this happened type of things. But this is the end of the main story.
How do you feel?
I really loved it. The second book was my favorite. The middle part was just so well done with the betrayal and the heartache, and I loved it. And Lua Bingha is just like such an interesting character because he's this super badass demon, but also if Shen Qingjio is not nice to him, he turns into just like this little baby.
Little sad puppy. And I just love it so much. It was so good. I'm so glad. I'm really excited to hear some of the side stories. And like what they add or if it's just pure fluff in some of it as well. Mine is not the end of the story, but volume 3 of The Disabled Tyrant's Beloved Pet Fish, it gets kind of crazy. So where we left off in book 2, you have Prince Jing and Li Yu having pulled off this beautiful event for the Emperor's birthday. They're thinking they did such a great job. And then the Emperor's like, you got to go to the Western border because they're at war and they've got a bunch of stuff going on. And he's trying to make sure that the prince is getting set up to show accomplishments so that he can rightfully select who his crown prince is going to be, who's going to be the emperor, you know, all of that. So where we left off is Prince Jing being like, I'm going to leave you behind and I'll come back for you. And Liu says, unacceptable, I'm pregnant. Haha, just kidding. But also don't leave me. And Prince Jing is immediately like, I'm not letting you live down the fact that you told me that you were pregnant. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'll let you come with me. And they get into this carriage and he's like, Liu has to go into the carriage. I'll ride horseback because Liu is pregnant. And everyone's like, you're fucking weird. No, he's not, but okay. So as we pick up this book, they are en route to the western border. Liu is obviously riding in a carriage by himself, and it takes months to get there. So there's a lot of like time passing where like not a lot is happening because they're en route for a long time.
Yeah.
And the reason they stress this is because like they're sending communications to and from to like update on the situation while they're there at the western border. It takes a long time for them to like get news to the emperor. By the time the emperor is getting news about anything happening at the western border, it's months for them to get the notice. And then the emperor's response, additional months to get the information there. So while they're there en route with their convoy, they make like multiple stops, and Prince Jing is super attentive. Like they get to stay at all of these little manors, and Liu is just ecstatic. He's like, I get to do like little dates with the prince, and also no one sees me transform into a fish. This is great. How convenient. Still thinking that he has pulled off not letting anyone know that he is a fish.
Is he still a fish like 90% of the time?
Yeah, at this point, he's only a person for like 2 hours a time.
So they just don't check on him in the carriage
Yeah,
then?
Prince Jing is like, no, he's sleeping. Yeah, like he covers for him perfectly, and Liu just thinks this is a coincidence.
Oh my god.
He's like, oh, Prince Jing is so attentive. Like, he must know that I need space. And they had already made their promises. Like, hey, look, I'm going to date you, but you're not allowed to ask any questions. And Prince Jing's just like, all right.
Yeah.
I won't ask any questions. He doesn't have to. He knows. Liu, you dummy. But anyways, they end up arriving. And right away, like, everyone's like, oh, I'm so sorry about the accommodations. They have, like, a normal house. Like, a normal person house. So, of course, for a prince, probably not that great. Liu's like, this is great. I used to live in like a studio apartment. So I'm fine. But as soon as they get there, they're trying to like go to bed. Liu is like, oh no, if I'm staying with Prince Jing in this room, like it's a lot smaller. He's definitely going to see me transform. And they set up a separate room. They were like, do you want this to be like your tactical room? You can put together all your reports. And Prince Jing is like, no, that's Liu's room. He can have that room. So automatically, they're going to lay down. They get attacked by assassins. And Prince Jing and his guards all run out. They tell Liu not to like get involved. But as he's watching from the window, he sees that there are archers from far away that no one seems to know about on the ground. And so he runs out with just some barrel that he found as like a shield. And he runs out in front of Prince Jing to try to protect him.
Yeah.
And Prince Jing does almost get hit, but he also guards it, and he decides, like, why is Liu out here? You need to go back. The archer immediately starts aiming for Liu. And then somebody on the ground starts chasing after Liu, realizing that this is somebody that Prince Jing cares about. So Prince Jing just kind of pivots, and now he's protecting Liu, tackles him into the house so that he doesn't get hit by an arrow. And Liu wasn't paying attention to his timer, and he turns into a fish. Mm-hmm. So Prince Jing is now, like, on top of a fish. So Prince Jing just lovingly puts him in a tank of water. All the assassins get killed. Prince Jing is like, we need to write about the fact that, you know, we just got attacked by assassins. So the emperor will find out about that in 2 months' time. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to start dealing with this. But he immediately is plotting. He's like, okay, here's how we're going to attack this situation. Like, the assassins knew we were coming. And so he's putting together, like, who sent the assassins? Because who would know that I was going to be here? And, like, are they related to the fact that this entire town and village has been getting attacked by bandits? Like, trying to put together all of the missing puzzle pieces. Mm-hmm. And Liu is just like, that's my man. But also, I need to figure out how to tell him that I'm a fish and a person. And he's like, he must be so concerned. And Prince Jing is just looking at him like, I'm glad you're safe, you know?
Yeah.
And so Liu's like, he definitely saw me turn into a fish. So the next day that he turns into a person, he's like, I gotta talk to you. I'm a Yao. And I have a bunch of tribulations that I need to do to be able to turn into a person more frequently. And so I'm sorry I didn't tell you, but I'm in the middle of my tribulations. And I just thought you would look at me weird if you thought that I was a Yao. And Prince Jing is just like, yeah, like I knew that. Liu, he's baffled by this. He's like, how could he possibly know about this entire situation? I covered it so well.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, you know what? I guess that it's fine that he's treating me the exact same. And it's kind of nice that he handled this information so well, because now I can just freely turn into a fish and he knows. So this is perfect.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm like, how did it take us until book 3 for you to figure out that you could probably just talk to him about it? But it's fine, whatever. So Prince Jing and Liu are now strategizing how to handle all of this. They learn really quickly that the entire village is connected with tunnels underground. And it's usually like cellars for like food storage and like to connect the restaurants to like their food sources, whatever. And so Liu is helping him strategize on how to capture all these bandits that are attacking the village. Mm-hmm. And they end up handling it super well. They end up getting the surprise attacks and they get the leg up on all the bandits and they either kill or run out the rest of them. And so Prince Jing is now writing letters every day to the emperor. And like, mind you, again, they're going to take forever to get there. But Prince Jing is like, I have brought with me Liu, and he has done such a good job strategizing. He helped us to save this village from the bandits. And every day he's like, look at these problems that the village is having, and Liu made this suggestion. I am forever grateful to Liu. Mm-hmm. And the emperor's like, that's great. Like, yeah, we should give him a reward. Like, maybe we can give him a noble title, you know, whatever else. And so they're going back and forth in this very like long and drawn out process. But Prince Jing is sending these notices so close back to back that like the emperor will send his response and Prince Jing has already sent another letter being like, Liu is just so wonderful. We have to reward him somehow. And you learn he's setting this up because he is writing to the emperor trying to convince the emperor that he should be able to marry Liu. And the emperor immediately is like, no, I want grandkids. If you're going to be the emperor, you can't marry a man. Like, he could be a concubine, but he can't be your consort. That's ridiculous. So the emperor is like, I'm sorry. I just can't have him as your consort because you need to have children.
Yeah.
And that's final. And he's like going back and forth. He's talking to trusted advisors. He's talking to Liao Kong, who was the person who verified that the koi was an auspicious sign. And he trusts this man. He's like, what should I do? And Liao Kong's like, I don't know. It sounds like Prince Jing is in love. I don't think that you can keep them apart from each other. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, back in the western border, Prince Jing has given Liu all of this special clothes. And he goes, look, my grandfather prepared this wedding wine. We should drink this together. And has Liu like just, you know, inconspicuously sign some paperwork. And they definitely just got married. Like Prince Jing just married Liu. And Liu's like, I'll sign my name. Yum, this wine's delicious. Like, that's cool. And so they decide that they want this to be their first time together. And Liu is preoccupied because he's pretty invested in what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And he hears the system pinging a bunch. And he's just like, I'm not doing that right now. Like, I'm not dealing with this fish scamming system. I am in the middle of being with my beautiful prince boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And immediately, when they wake up the next morning, he's in his fish form. Prince Jing has put him in the fish tank. And he goes into the system to find out that the through thick and thin has been accomplished. So like helping him at the western border, they're working together. They're making it through all of these trials. So he wins that one. And then it's automatically just catapulted him into completing multiple other missions. And he starts to get really concerned when he sees that he has finished the system's notification for sowing the Tyrant's seed. He's like, I'm sorry. What? And it goes, yeah, you're pregnant now. And he's like, didn't know that was an option. I am still a man, you know? And they were like, it's okay, you're fine. And he looks at the system, and apparently the reason it was pinging him so much was because it was asking him multiple times in the middle of everything if he wanted to have the baby as a fish or as a person.
Mm-hmm.
But because he didn't answer, it just defaulted. And he's like, well, what's the default? And apparently he has to have the baby as a fish. So he's staying in his fish form because he's now pregnant with eggs, supposedly. He's feeling weighed down. He's like, how the fuck am I supposed to tell Prince Jing that I'm pregnant? That was a running joke the entire time we were on our way here. Now I'm actually fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? And so Prince Jing sees that he looks tired. He's like, oh, Liu looks dejected. He's like being really caring about it. And Liu falls asleep and wakes up, and he's already laid his eggs. And he's like, I want to have babies as a fish every time. He's like, that was so easy. But he's a little concerned because he's like, I just laid 4 eggs. So I'm going to have 4 babies.
Yeah.
And listen, that's a lot to have at once. Like, quadruplets happen, but like, that's fucking crazy. So now Liu's like, okay, I have to tell Prince Jing that I laid these eggs. Prince Jing immediately, like, he transforms and he's like, I had babies. And Prince Jing is like, my babies? And he's like, yes, your babies, obviously. What the fuck? And he is so happy. He's like, well, what can I do? Like, how can we make them more comfortable? Like, how can I keep them, like, warm? Like, what do I have to do? Mm-hmm. And he, like, immediately wants to be involved. And Liu's like, that's pretty sweet. Like, he's going to be a good dad. Now, all of the communications from the Emperor finally make their way, where Prince Jing is like, oh, the Emperor says no, that we can't get married. Like, you can only be a concubine. But he refuses to accept that because, unbeknownst to the Emperor, they've already signed their marriage license. They've already had their first night together. And Liu now has 4 babies. So that's not going to work. And the reasoning no longer holds.
Yeah.
Because if the only reason he had to be a concubine and not a consort was because he needed babies, well, that just happened. So the eggs hatch. Liu is immediately able to communicate with the fish babies because obviously he's a fish and the babies are now fish. Mm-hmm. And he's like, do they turn into humans? Or do we just have pet fish now that are also my babies? And the system's like, congratulations. They are also a part of this system now. The fish will have to undergo like a certain growth period and accomplish their own trial.
Oh, no.
And then they can turn into human babies. And then they won't be able to transform into fish until they're 7 years old. But they have to remember that they've been a fish before in order to turn back into a fish.
And they won't remember until they're 7?
They won't be able to turn back into a fish until they're 7. So they have to continue to remember that they had been fish in order to have the opportunity to turn back into a fish at 7 years old.
Okay.
And they can like go back and forth. Mm-hmm. And so Liu's like, this stupid fucking system, like what the hell is that? But he realizes this has actually worked to their advantage. Prince Jing, as soon as the fish babies have hatched and they realize they've got about 9 months or so before these babies are able to accomplish their tribulation, Prince Jing writes to the Emperor, he's like, you're not gonna fucking believe this. But Liu is pregnant with my children. Mm-hmm. And the Emperor's like, correct, I don't believe you. So he sends imperial physicians to go and check on Liu. And they've started just like doing the stuffing the pillow underneath the thing. They find a village woman, and all the villagers now love Prince Jing and Liu because mm-hmm. they saved them from being under attack. So this pregnant woman, who is at the stage of pregnancy that Liu is at, poses as Liu. And when the physicians come to like take his pulse and see like if he's genuinely pregnant, it's apparently custom that like people of the royal family don't really get seen by just like lowly physicians. So they have this woman behind a curtain stick her arm out. They take her pulse and they're like, yep, pregnant. And the emperor's like, what the fuck is going on? He asks Liao Kong again. He's like, what the fuck is happening? And Liao Kong's like, listen, miracles happen every day. Shout out to Liao Kong, because he's like, look, I don't know what's going on, but I know that something's weird about that guy, but Prince Jing loves him, so who am I to get in the way?
Yeah.
And the emperor's like, I guess he can be your consort. Like, technically, I said the only reason he couldn't be is because there were no kids, and he's pregnant with your babies, so, like, I don't know. Didn't expect that one. So at this point, Liu is now raising his fish babies. He's given them nicknames. So they have like official titles. And this is just common in like nobility and royalty, is they have like their actual name to address them, but they also have like a prince name. So like Prince Jing's actual name is Mu Tianxia. And so their royal names are Kai, Xin, Wei, and Heng. But their nicknames are Da Bao, Air Bao, San Bao, and Se Bao. And that's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's funny.
It's like fish 1, fish 2, fish 3, fish 4. And that's their nicknames. And listen, they call them these nicknames when they're humans. So people at this point just think that they're freaks who are obsessed with fish. Because fish 1, 2, 3, and 4 is basically their nicknames.
Yeah.
Now, since they can communicate, Liu is like trying to help them like get accustomed to being babies. He's like, you're going to be human babies eventually, you know, and he's able to like teach them etiquette and stuff as fish. So it's kind of nice that they're able to do that. But as they're communicating, he realizes like, oh shit, I know that like I'm technically pregnant, but now we actually have to have a wedding. Like, I know that we're married and we consummated, so, like, that's, you know, awkward. People will know that that happened because I'm pregnant. But we should have, like, an actual wedding. The emperor can't make it, so they end up sending the prince's cousin to go and represent the royal family. And they end up holding this wedding. And this is where Liu puts together the fact that Prince Jing tricked him and they've already been married. He thinks that they just slept together and had some really good wine. And Prince Jing is like, no, we did the entire custom already. Like, it's fine. I'm happy to do another wedding. We could marry each other every day if you want to. And so Liu is like, okay, this is fine. I'm glad that we're getting married. They find out that the cousin, Ye, and his wife are having a baby. And so Prince Jing is like, my husband Liu tells me there's something called a honeymoon. And I want to go on a honeymoon with Liu. So yeah, it's perfect practice. Liu is going to be pregnant and we'll go on the honeymoon and you can watch the babies. And Ye's like, I didn't sign up for that, but he doesn't have a choice. So at this point, because he has had the babies and everything else, Liu has earned turning into a human for 4 hours. So like doubled the time. And he also has to accomplish something called postpartum pet fish care. And this is something Prince Jing has to accomplish. So he has to like nudge Prince Jing to do it. And you know what? He is so good at this that Prince Jing has already accomplished it without even knowing. It's just that he has to be a good dad. And he loves feeding his fish and taking care of them. And he loves them all so much. And now all of the babies are ready to turn into people. The tribulation is that they have to want to turn into people. And Liu is like, how am I supposed to convince them that they're supposed to do this? So he has a conversation with all of his fish babies. He goes to Da Bao first, fish number 1. He's like, Da Bao, it's time for you to turn into a human baby. And they've announced to the physicians that Liu's going into labor. Because they're like, that'll be the most convincing. If I can have all of these fish turn into humans, it's great. Well, Da Bao is like, well, what's so good about turning into a human? I can eat fish food and like all these pastries, and I really like swimming around. Like, that's really cool. What are the benefits of being a baby? And he's like, you'll get to meet your grandpa, like all this stuff, trying to convince him. And Da Bao's like, okay, I'll do it. all the other fish babies watch Dabao turn into a human baby, and Dabao becomes a human baby. He can't speak. He's crying immediately. Mm-hmm. And all the other fish babies, they're like, I am gonna stay a fish. And Liu's like, shit. Like, okay, you have to turn into a human baby. Like, there's not a choice, but there is. They have to agree to it. So he's like, how am I going to convince them? They're like, we can talk to you right now. He can't say anything. And he was talking perfectly fine when he was a fish. So Liu's like, shit. So he convinces Erbao and Sanbao. He's like, you don't want to be without your brother. Like, you won't get to meet your grandpa. And you'll get to eat even better food when you're human. You just have to wait a while. And they're convinced. And Subao, the youngest baby, he's like, I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. He's just kind of a clueless baby. Like, truly, I love this baby so much. And they're like, oh, he looks just like Liu. And he acts just like Liu. He's just as clueless. He's perfect. So Subao's like, I really don't want to. And Liu is giving him all these reasons. He's like, you could be with your brother. You could do all this. And the thing that convinces him, and he's like, your dads could snuggle you. Aww. You can't have both your dads. And you'd be by yourself because I'm going to be a human sometimes too. And Subao's like, okay, I can't be by myself. So to the outside world, Liu has somehow just given birth to 4 children. Mm-hmm. And they are all 4 healthy baby boys. So immediately news gets sent out 2 months after these babies have been born. The emperor is notified that the babies have been born. And he is like in proud grandpa status. He's like, I knew this was true. Never questioned it for a minute. I am the grandfather to 4 healthy baby boys. I need to meet my grandbabies immediately. Mm-hmm. And now that the babies have been birthed, he's given a new tribulation, or a new task in the system, which is protect the pet fish. And this one gets to decide if Liu becomes a full human. So the stakes are pretty high.
Yeah.
Now, since Liu had convinced Prince Jing that they should go on this honeymoon, it's the perfect excuse, because he is told that what he has to do is that he will be transitioning between being a manmer, so fish on top, human on bottom, and a merman, fish on bottom, man on top, for 3 days. And no one can see him except for him and Prince Jing. So it's again another trial that like really relies on Prince Jing's, thought processes. And
it seems like it would be an easier trial to accomplish, though, since they're royalty. Mm-hmm. And
can
you
ask
could just
for
be
the
like,
privacy.
Yeah, get away.
Yeah, so they're like, okay, we're going to go on our honeymoon. Everyone's like, what the fuck is a honeymoon? And they're like, oh, it's where you like go on vacation, just the 2 of you after your wedding.
Yeah.
You and Wang can take care of the babies, cousin ya. And immediately the 5th prince, Prince Jing, he like sets up for them to go not like super far outside the village, but like in a private residence.
Yeah.
Outside of the village. And they're making preparations. They're like, we want to make sure that we're not leaving any stone unturned, whatever. They had like helped to accomplish a bunch of other things, like keeping out locusts from the fields by bringing in pet ducks to eat them and stuff like that. So like they've got a couple different problems that they've been working on resolving. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we just want to make sure that like everything continues as normal. So they go out and they go on their honeymoon. And Liu's like, I have to transform between all these different forms. And we just got to see. So first form, Myanmar. Not a fan. He's like, this sucks. My head has to be in water. My legs get pruny.
Oh, that's, I didn't even think about that, of like the logistics.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, Myanmar, not great. Not my favorite at all. And then the second day, he gets to be a merman, and both of them are like, I don't know, kind of feels like maybe we should try to do some stuff as a merman, because, I don't know, maybe that's fun. So they get freaky, and they actually kind of enjoy being a merman.
Yeah.
And then it's the 3rd day, and apparently he just, at random, at certain parts of the day, is transforming between Myanmar and merman, and he can't really predict it. On this third day, the village comes under attack because the bandits heard that they were going on this honeymoon and immediately anticipated, like, oh, no one's going to be on guard because of the wedding and the honeymoon and the birth of the babies and all this stuff. And they start trying to lure them out by having babies crying. And Liu's like, that could be the babies. And Prince Jing's like, it's not. It has to be a ploy. Like, I'll go and investigate. You have to stay here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to leave guards outside, tell them not to enter, but, like, you need to stay here. And Liu's like, okay. So Prince Jing leaves, and he's gone for a long while. And Liu keeps hearing these babies crying, and he's like, those are our babies. They captured our babies. Like, he can't stop thinking about it. And so he's like, I have to go and check. So he's in man-mer form. He's running out to try to find out if they have his babies. And he ends up getting captured.
Mm-hmm. In man-mer form.
In man-mer form. So he's gotten found out. They're like, what the fuck did we just capture, basically?
So he failed.
So, yeah. And now he's kidnapped. He passes out and he wakes up, like, in this pool of water with a bunch of bandits surrounding him, basically. Mm-hmm. And there is a tactician that's working with them. And you realize, like, something's weird. He has a lot of information on their family. Like, he knew that they had the babies, but it was only really announced, like, to the royal family. Mm-hmm. And so, like, Liu is trying to think. He's like, I don't even care about the fact that I'm failing this right now. But, like, I need to know how to get out of this, and I need to figure out who this tactician is. Mm-hmm. And so he realizes very quickly that he actually can, at will, decide what form he's changing into. So he starts, like, deciding between man-mer and, like, full fish form, and he's, like, just kind of rapidly changing to whatever will work best in each situation to get away from these bandits, and he's able to turn into full fish form and, like, hide from them between some rocks. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Prince Jing runs in to save him. He's found them, and you find out that the babies are fine. It wasn't their babies. They were using other people's babies to lure him out.
Yeah.
So Prince Jing comes to save him, but this tactician has an animal bite on his hand. And he's definitely the exact same assassin who tried to poison the fish food and the cousin Ya's dog in the previous volume, and then threw the lye powder into Prince Jing's face. Mm-hmm. And so they end up killing him. Prince Jing kills everyone involved. And now the tribulation is in kind of a gray area. Because the system's like, look, technically people saw you.
Yeah. So
technically you failed. But Prince Jing also made sure that everyone who did see you is dead. So, like, did he protect you? Yeah, he did, technically. But also you got seen, so you don't pass.
Yeah.
But we'll give you 2 scales, and you can choose to switch between your man-mer and your merman form at will. Once a day, you could transform. And also, like, look, you guys have been through a lot, and you went multiple days without getting caught. It was just, like, kind of right there at the end that you failed. And it's still that gray area. So we'll let you transform for an extended period of time. But you have to be a fish at least once a day. So, like, he can't be a human the full day. And once he transforms back into a fish, he has to stay a fish the whole rest of the day. Mm-hmm. But technically he can do it for, like, 23 hours and 59 minutes if he wants to.
Yeah.
So Liu's like, I mean, this is great. I've got a lot more freedoms here. That's perfectly fine. Sorry we failed this, because that's kind of my bad, because I should have stayed put like you told me to, and you definitely had things handled, and I made it more complicated. But now they're like, okay, we've gotten attacked by assassins. Now people knew that we had babies, and they were using information to try to lure us out. Who's doing this? So you see that back home, the 6th prince has been taking over the Ministry of Works position that Prince Jing was doing before. And when he finds out about the fact that Prince Jing was successful in quelling all of these different problems that the Western border were having, and now has had 4 sons born to him by a man, he's like, How? He's like, me? Should have been a shoo-in. And my mute brother, he's killing me here.
Yeah.
So he's been keeping tabs. The assassins and the tactician and the bandits were getting all of their information from him, but he did it under the third prince's name because the third prince had given him this like token that says like, you're doing it for this. So when the emperor gets the letters from Prince Jing months later saying like, this is what happened, we were under attack by the assassins, then the bandits knew all of this information, it's obvious someone knows. When they captured these people and sent them back and they were questioned, they ratted out the third prince.
Because they thought they were working for the
Because they thought they were working for the third prince.
Yeah.
The third prince, pissed. And he immediately knows that it was the sixth prince because his, like, token of favor or whatever is in his possession. And so the sixth prince just slips it back in and he's like, don't let the door hit you in the ass. He's now gotten the third prince gone. And he's not gotten found out. But Liu does immediately tell Prince Jing, this has to be the sixth prince. Like, I know that you thought the second prince was bad. The third prince, nope, it's the sixth prince. Like, I don't believe for a second that it was the worst third prince. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at this point, the western border is at peace. They've killed all of these bandits. They've gotten these locusts to go away. And the emperor is like, I cannot stand it anymore. I need to see my grandbabies. Because so much time has passed at this point that even in their human form, by the time the emperor sends for them, the babies are like 100 days old. Mm-hmm. And there's supposed to be a huge celebration held for the royal family when babies are 100 days old. Because that's when they can like freely travel and all this. He's like, come home. I want to see my grandbabies. How dare you keep them from me this long? And also like, you were successful on the western border. You did a good job. So like, let me thank you. Mm-hmm. So they all go and request that they pack up everything. Liu, being very similar to me, is immediately like, hey, you know those ducks that we had eat all those locusts? Can we like take some home? Almost like a souvenir, but like as pets. And they're like, first you're obsessed with fish, now you want ducks? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Yeah. And Liu is like, the babies really like the ducks. What do you want me to do about it? And of course, Prince Jing just looks and he's like, that's my consort. You have to do what he says. Yeah. So Wang does end up letting them take home the ducks, even though it was a sticking point. And Prince Jing again is like, my babies and Liu, they all have to travel by carriage because he's going to have to transform once a day. And he's looking out for him. And Liu was like, so thoughtful. So meanwhile, the sixth prince is back there. He's gotten found out in a different ploy. Even though he has accused the third prince, he's gotten found out for embezzling money. Because while the prince was gone, Prince Jing, he got married. And so he was like skimming money off the top of different projects he was doing at the Ministry of Works and using them to put them towards wedding gifts for his wife. And the emperor tries to get mad at him about this. And he's like, it was just someone giving me bad money advice. I didn't make the decision. Yeah. Again, the emperor is like side-eyeing him, but technically it's a strong accusation and there's no proof that he technically was the one making the financial decisions. Yeah. And so you see that he's scheming. Chu Yanyu, the original concubine from the original novel, had been held at Prince Jing's manor as a gift. And Prince Jing, he usually just holds on to his gifts for like a year and then he releases them because he doesn't really want them there. And so for appearances, he's like, sure, I'll hold on to my gift. But then he's like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, you can go now. So Chu Yanyu leaves and he was planted there by the sixth prince and the sixth prince's mom. So he's like, hey, I'm free. Sixth prince, help me. And the sixth prince is like, I don't know you. I want nothing to do with you. Because he thinks that Chu Yanyu is working for the fifth prince. And he's like, if Prince Jing sent you to test my loyalty, I have to make it look like I don't know who you are. And I don't want them to implicate me that way. Yeah. Because now I'm under, like, a microscope.
But he was originally the sixth prince's concubine, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, private lover, yeah. Yeah. So Chu Yanyu is entirely distraught. He's like, I was supposed to end up with Prince Jing. on behalf of the sixth prince and the third prince. He wouldn't have me. The sixth prince who planted me there, who supposedly loved me, doesn't love me anymore. What am I supposed to do?
Poor Chu Yanyu.
Yeah, not really. He's kind of an asshole. But, yeah, he's like, great, nothing's working out for me. So the sixth prince's mom is like, well, the emperor's so happy to have grandbabies. Let's celebrate with the emperor. And so she gets the emperor drunk and plants Chu Yanyu in his room. And so the emperor thinks he needs to take responsibility for some actions that may have happened. Mm-hmm. And he bestows on him the title of concubine, thinking he slept with Chu Yanyu.
Yeah.
Because he was drunk and he woke up with a naked Chu Yanyu in his bed. He didn't, but no one's going to tell him that. So Chu Yanyu's like, great, Prince Jing wouldn't have me, sixth prince wouldn't have me. Now I'm the emperor's concubine. And finally, Prince Jing and Liu arrive back at the palace to find that things are a little bit different. Third prince, gone. He's been banished and demoted.
Yeah.
Sixth prince is under the careful, watchful eye of the emperor. And even though the sixth prince came bearing news that his wife is pregnant, they were like, okay, whatever, go away. So they're like, oh, we're kind of in like this weird position. And then the emperor comes out and all the concubines are there to welcome them. They're like, what the fuck is Chu Yanyu doing there?
Yeah.
He was just at Prince Jing's manor and then he got let go. And now he slept with the emperor, so he gets around. And literally, like, the babies are there, and Liu is, like, holding two of the babies, and he's like, your grandpa's irresponsible. So, at this point, the emperor is like, oh my gosh, these 4 babies are about to become my entire personality. And he stands true to that. As soon as they arrive, the sixth prince is there and he brushes the sixth prince off. He's like, go away. I have to hold my grandbabies. Mm-hmm. He grabs Da Bao, baby number 1, so fast. And he's like, Da Bao, you are beautiful. You are everything that this world has ever needed. Like, Prince Jing is like, hi, father. And he's like, go away. This is my grandbaby now. Mm-hmm. And truly, this man would do anything for Da Bao specifically, all the grandbabies, but he's partial to the first grandbaby because he knows that that's the first son.
Yeah.
And Liu's feeling a little guilty. He's like, I was asleep when I laid those eggs. I don't know which baby was the first one. I just said by, like, their hatching which one was first, but it was hard to say. But Da Bao takes this responsibility very seriously. As a baby who's only 6 months old, he has taught him how to say pa for grandpa. And literally the emperor is like, he's the smartest baby I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Look at this baby. He's perfect and can do no wrong. And immediately he was suspicious at hearing that a man was pregnant. But the babies look almost identical to Prince Jing from when he was a baby. Except for Sebao, the little, like, slow one. He looks just like Liu. And so the emperor's like, that's crazy. Didn't know a man could have babies, but it's obvious that he did have those babies. So the emperor nudges them. He's like, you should go and pay respects to Prince Jing's mom and, like, her grave and tell her about your babies. And when they go to visit, Liu remembers a secret that was exposed about Prince Jing as a baby, where he saw his wet nurse crying and being forced to take poison. And he's like, we've never really gone into this palace before because most of it is in memory of Prince Jing's mom. So he's trying to take it upon himself to do a little bit of digging into, like, what happened there and who that woman was and everything else. He's also curious because he asks Prince Jing about the memories that he has here. And Prince Jing is like, I don't really remember much. Like, my mom passed away when I was a baby and, like, I wasn't here when I was, like, old enough to remember. As they're there, he starts doing some digging and he counts all of the rooms in the hallways and figures out that there is a room that has been, like, blocked off and barred from people entering. And it was because a quote-unquote incident happened in there. So he starts sending people out. He's like, I need you to find out who his wet nurse was and, like, what's going on there. Because something seems fishy. And if the emperor blocked this off, like something like is known to be bad that happened. So he just kind of has the emperor's advisor like looking into things to see like what kind of suspicious stuff happened. Meanwhile, Prince Jing, the ever smart one, has already gotten fish to replace the fish that he had in the tank. So there's now a fish to replace Liu, so that when Liu isn't there, there's an identical fish in the tank, and people aren't like, I've never seen them in a room together. And he gets the 4 baby fish that match the fish's colorings from his babies, so that when his fish had eggs and everyone saw them hatch, they're not wondering where the baby fish are. So, you know, ever smart. Liu and Prince Jing go to visit his cousin, who's now had his baby girl. And immediately Liu looks at Prince Jing and he's like, we're having a baby girl. We're getting pregnant again. And Prince Jing is like, we can always practice. We can always try. It doesn't work. They're trying actively for a while. They don't conceive a daughter. And Liu's like, maybe I'm just not able to have babies again. And he's trying to ask the system, and the ever not helpful system is just like, I don't know, who's to say? He's like, you probably, but okay, whatever. So the babies, not taking to being human babies very well. They don't like that they can only drink milk. And they are refusing. And Liu is like, I can't give you fish food as a baby. That would be weird and also not allowed. So you need to cooperate with your wet nurse. And the wet nurse kind of starts making some mistakes here and there. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. So he's like, look, we want to help you. We want to figure out why you're not paying as close of attention to what you're doing. And it's important that you pay attention because the babies rely on you for their food and their care.
Yeah.
And you find out that she owes like a lot of debts. And as soon as they find out about this, a new system notification comes up, and he has a new trial called Share the Country with the Tyrant. And he's like, oh, they're expecting me to like make decisions now. Like I'm supposed to rule. Forgot that was part of it. He's kind of just there to be pretty.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, there's like actual responsibilities that come with this. And so he starts looking at a bunch of the archaic rules that are in place. And he realizes that because of the mistakes that she's made, they're supposed to banish her and like beat her 200 times. And he's like, that's ridiculous. Like, she's been taking care of the babies. She's in a difficult position. She owes people some money on behalf of her son. Like, we can give her a loan. And the prince is like, okay. Everything Liu says and does, okay.
Yeah.
He just loves Liu. He can do no wrong. So they offer her the money as a loan. She takes it. She's like, I'm going to work so hard for you. And when she goes to try to give this to the loan shark says, hey, actually, we won't make you owe us any money if you let us take some of the first baby's blood.
Weird request.
Weird request, right? And immediately she's like, I don't know what to do. She says she'll think about it. And then she immediately goes to Prince Jing and Liu, and she's like, this man made this offer. I'm not going to do it, but you need to know that the offer was made. And they were like, do it. You hold on to the money that we gave you, or you can pay it back to us. That's fine. But do it. Say that you'll do it, because we need to know who the fuck this person is and why they want to take blood from our baby.
Mm-hmm.
So she like works with them to set this up. The loan shark comes in and she says like, oh, this is my brother. And so they like get him through all these different checks, and he goes into a room with a baby and he takes the baby's blood with like a finger prick and like gets it in there in a vial, and he leaves. And you see that it was not their baby. They didn't let Dao Bao get pricked.
Oh, yeah.
They were like watching from a different room. And they were like, who the hell would send this person? And Prince Jing immediately puts it together. He's like, someone is questioning the legitimacy of my heirs. So he's plotting in the background already. Whoever plotted this, they're going to get that blood. It's going to come back as not royal blood. And then they're going to make a serious accusation against us, saying that they're not of royal blood, but they are.
Yeah.
And then whoever it is who's doing that, Sixth Prince, they'll get found out to be scheming against me, and then they'll get in trouble. So the end of the book takes us to the Emperor's hunting celebration. The Emperor, huge hunting fan, and they have like a competition every time. It's like who can catch the most game, and like different animals are worth different amounts of points, and like big game is worth more than small game. The Emperor always wins, so it's not really who wins, it's who wins after the Emperor does.
Yeah.
And because Prince Jing is on track to become his replacement, he's like, okay, you have to come and participate. You never come and participate. And I know you can fight now because you were at the western border leading the army. So you don't have an excuse of saying you don't know what you're doing. So he tells Prince Jing to come out to the hunting grounds. He tells the sixth prince that he has to come because he's trying to look at all of his available options. And the seventh and eighth princes, they're like 11. They're not going. So he's like, really, it's down to 2 people. Who's going to take this throne? And the sixth prince gets there real early. He starts, he's ahead of the pack. He's in first place. Prince Jing, he's like, I'm going to mosey in. I've got babies. Like, I've got shit to do. So I'm just going to show up kind of whenever. And he does. He's like, all right, Liu, you guys go hang out with my dad in the tent. I'm going to go hunt now. And Prince Jing, they're kind of like starting to get neck and neck. He catches up pretty fast. Sixth prince is still in the lead. And then Liu sees him and he's like, good luck. And like gives Prince Jing like a little kiss. And Prince Jing is rejuvenated, and he just far surpasses the sixth prince.
Oh my gosh.
And ends up getting the second place.
Yeah.
So the Emperor, he's like, ugh, you did fantastic. Never expected it from you. Couldn't possibly imagine.
So is the Emperor like participating at a different time since he's hanging out?
No, he just always wins because it's his festival.
Oh, so he's not even participating, but he wins?
Yeah, because it's like not fair how good he is at it is kind of the energy.
Okay.
So he's just like sitting on his throne. He's like, everyone can give me their game. And then they end up using all of the hunted animals as like they're prepared as food.
Yeah.
For everybody at the festival. So the Emperor is like, oh my gosh, everybody gets their first game that they had. But Prince Jing at first brought this injured bunny. Aww. And he didn't fully kill it. He just wanted to give it to his babies. So Liu immediately was like, wrap the bunny's foot. And then they kept the bunny. So he's the only person who doesn't get to present the Emperor with his first hunt of the day.
Yeah.
Because he was like, oh, my first hunt was unsuccessful. But he gave his family a pet bunny.
Oh my gosh.
And immediately, like, the Emperor is sitting there. They're having their feast. Dabao is like, Grandpa, you need this food. And he's like got spit all over his hands because he's a baby. He's like, Pa, shoving this food towards the Emperor. And the Emperor is eating like this gross baby food that's being shoved into his face. And then all the babies are like, can I feed Grandpa? So they're all like offering all of their food. And he's like, the etiquette of these babies. So feeding funny. The Emperor first.
I feel like that's one of those things where you never get it until you have a baby you love and they try and give you food and you're like, oh, fine.
Listen, I was the person who was like, absolutely not spit covered food. And then you're just like, oh, actually, most of the time the spit covered food is your food that they've taken and didn't like. And you don't get more food after that. And listen, I'm not saying that you lose all standards as a parent, but I am saying like you just have to make some concessions. But the Emperor loves the grandbabies. Yeah. Like, this is just one of the many ways they're like, no one could hand feed the Emperor food, especially with spit-covered hands. Yeah. And the Emperor eats all the food offered to him by the babies.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, this is the best day ever. I love my grandbabies. The sixth prince is sitting there with his pregnant wife, just glaring daggers at them. Mm-hmm. Like, how awful. He doesn't even care that my wife is pregnant. And like, it doesn't help that the wife is so sweet. She wants to like have this beautiful family. Like, she's sitting there admiring. She's like, look how in love Prince Jing and Liu are. Like, aww. It's genuinely so beautiful. And the sixth prince is like, shut the fuck up.
Aww.
And she's like devastated because when the physicians came out, they anticipate that she's going to have a daughter. Mm. And she's like, I already know I'm not giving you the babies. And so the sixth prince just immediately is like, if you're having a daughter, I'm taking on more concubines to have more babies. So she's just sad. She's like, okay. And she's admiring how cute they are together. So it's the end of the day at the hunting festival. And at the end of the book, Prince Jing and Liu go to lay down in their tent. And someone screams out, "Assassin!"
Of course.
And that's where we end.
Oh my gosh. It has gotten wild.
It has gotten wild.
Yeah.
I think, like, my biggest thing was throughout that entire story, I'm like, Liu wanted to have more babies. And I just sit there as a parent. I'm like, he only wants to do that because he had them as a fish. If he had to go through 4 babies as a person, there'd be no way.
Yeah.
He still would not be recovered. I think, too, like, this one was a little harder for me to follow because of, like, everything that's happening on the western border and, like, the disconnect between the time difference of when things are communicated. Mm-hmm. So, like, a lot of it, you're finding out that Prince Jing wrote this letter and the emperor's not getting it until, like, that's way past. Like, it's been well resolved in the beginning.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really interesting way to reflect how confusing it was and what the communication disconnect was between them.
Yeah.
Because the emperor's getting this information. He's like, what do you mean he's pregnant? And then he still can't try it until it's like 3 months later and the physicians can get out to see if he's genuinely pregnant. And then he doesn't find out that he is genuinely pregnant till 5 months in. So, like, yeah, it's just kind of hilarious how all of it plays out. And Liu definitely ate his words about saying he was pregnant when he wasn't. So, you know.
Maybe that's what they need to do to have another baby. He just needs to declare, I'm pregnant.
I do declare I'm pregnant. Say it just like that.
I'm not sure if he should say it like that, but he should try it. If he says it like that, he might have like a little gold miner baby.
And immediately my head went like transatlantic. It was like, yeah, you know. So don't come to me for accents. That's not happening. But I love where this one's going. I'm so excited and also sad to finish this series.
Yeah.
Because it has just been like laugh out loud the entire time. I adore Liu. He's absolutely clueless. And I love that even in book 3, he has not figured his shit out. Mm-hmm. Just feels very relatable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so excited, but also super bittersweet. I kind of don't want this series to be over ever because I love them so much. Prince Jing would do anything for Liu. And I just love the energy.
Yeah.
So, very bittersweet day.
I can't wait for you to finish this one and then start reading Thrice Married to a Salted Fish.
I did buy it.
I know you did. On my suggestion, I would say.
Yeah, you did. And here's the thing. I don't know how to feel about being the girl who's obsessed with sheep and fish on this podcast. But I feel like that's the way that I've painted myself.
You know what, though? I've heard great things about Thrice Married to a Salted Fish, and I'll be reading that one with you.
I thought you said, I've heard great things about being obsessed with sheep and fish. And I was like, listen, I'm not saying I'm wrong. Add cows to the mix and it's perfect.
You're so fun.
I know. But thank you so much for joining us on this installment of Danmei, and looking forward to talking to you about the conclusions of our stories next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.